Did you know that working in Germany can come with company perks that can add up to thousands of euros on top of your salary? Now, what are these perks and how you can take advantage of them? We will discuss in this video. We will talk about the 10 most popular perks that you can have in a company, a German company, while working here, on top of the legal benefits that you get and your salary. We will also share what perks we had when we were employees in Germany. Hey, my name is Jen and I'm from Guatemala.
And mine is Yvonne and I'm German.
And together we're from simplegermany.com, where we create English content to empower internationals to settle into life in Germany more smoothly.
Now, just to give a quick disclaimer, all of the benefits we're going to talk about depend and vary between companies. Please don't expect that all of them are available to you at any company. It really highly depends.
Yes, it depends on the company, its values, the size, budget, of course, and the industry that the company is in.
You.
Of course, yeah. So let's start with the possible company benefit number 1, and that is support for German classes. This could be paying for the full language course. It could also be subsidized to give you a percentage, so then they pay part and you pay part. And that is a very popular perk, actually, that I have experienced.
It could also be in-house, that the language classes take place within the company. So there's various methods, but it could sum up to several hundreds of euros per month, actually.
Yes, and this, I would say, it's kind of like a win-win situation, because depending on the company, German might be necessary for certain things or to grow into certain roles, and you living in Germany, German will open the door to culture and other career opportunities. So it's really like a win-win situation.
Number 2 is support with public transportation. Nowadays, it's often support with the Deutschland ticket, which is the public transportation ticket that gives you access to all of the local transportation within Germany. It stands this year in 2025 at 58 euros a month. Sometimes it is paid fully by the company, other times it's subsidized with a certain percentage, but this is definitely a perk you should ask about.
Yes, and talking about transportation, number 3 could also be to give you a bicycle that you can commute to work with, and this could be fully paid. And there's different bicycle models, and in the past years, there's been a boom in the industry where there's like these bike leases that is really called like a Jobrad, is also specifically a brand, which is literally translated to a job bicycle that companies can pay into that plan. And then you get, I would say, a really good quality bike that you can use not only to commute, but also on the weekends for your private time.
Correct, yeah. I would say the Jobrad actually has kind of like replaced the company car, which is still a thing depending on your position and the company you're in, but definitely not as common anymore as it used to be, let's say, a decade ago.
Yes, and also, like you said, highly depends on the position. If you're super high, a company car might be most likely.
Yeah.
And such a bike lease is usually worth around 50 euros a month.
Number 4 is a gym membership. And also here, it highly depends on how this plays out. Some companies have partnerships with a specific brand of a gym. Others just give you a budget that you can use, and some don't offer it at all. But if there is some sort of subsidy or support, you can also estimate around 50 euros per month.
And if your company has a campus, there might be also a gym in the campus, which is like the company's gym that you have free access to as well, with personal trainers and stuff, depending on the company, right? So going to number 5 is relocation support. And this again highly depends on the company. However, relocation support can be for moving within Germany or also for moving from outside of Germany to Germany. And this could include the cost of the flights, the rental apartment for the first 3 months, transporting, let's say, big, bulky things that you want to bring from your hometown. Any other relocation? Visa fees and bureaucracy fees. And it depends. There's different packages. But this could also be one thing to negotiate.
If you are looking for a job in Germany, whether you're living here already or not yet, and you would like to fast track your job search, we can provide you with a blueprint that guides you step by step through all of the different aspects of job searching with our online course, Get Hired in Germany. You can check it out in the description box below.
Yes, and one of the coolest modules that I find is the salary negotiation, where we go into a lot more detail on how to negotiate perks, as well as give real examples of successful students who have done so. Now let's continue with the perks, and let's go to number 6. And that is a fixed budget for learning. And this could be for buying books, doing online courses, attending conferences, or any other way that you can learn in your industry. And this can range between 1,000 to 2,000 euros per year.
Yeah, often companies give budgets, fixed budgets that you can really just use, or they reimburse you for the expenses you had for the conference. It really varies. And this also is something that highly depends on the industry you're in, and I've experienced it more in more modern companies and not in the big corporate ones. They have more in-house training, so that really depends. Number 7 can be seen as a perk or not so much depending on your personality, and that is regular team events and team trips. This could be a dinner, this could be an escape room with your team, it could be a weekend trip, or even a full week that you travel the world because of your job or as a bonus or whatsoever. It really varies.
And this could be between hundreds to thousands of euros. Number 8, and it's becoming more and more popular, is workation days as well as locations. And because of insurance reasons, you cannot simply pick up your laptop and work from anywhere in the world. Actually, German companies have to go through a very stringent process to be able to have their employees covered. But now it seems that it's become easier to offer the possibility to do workation, where you can actually work from, usually right now it's more popular within the EU, that you can just spend a month or more outside of Germany working. And in some cases, the company might have an apartment in a different country, either because they have an office there or just they find the location cool, that you can also go and work from there for a few days or even up to a month, I think. So this is becoming definitely more and more popular. I think this is pretty cool, especially in like winter, for example. And then if the company has an apartment in Mallorca or like somewhere in South Portugal, it's a nice opportunity to escape the daily winter grind.
Number 9, if you have a remote contract, which is also increasing more and more throughout Germany, especially in the tech-related jobs, then some companies offer to pay for a home office setup. That could include anything from a chair to a desk to, of course, a monitor, the laptop, but also keyboard and mouse. It really depends, again, on the budget. And most of the times, once you leave the company, you would need to return those items.
Yeah.
But, it's if you are new and you don't have a setup yet, this is a great way to actually also have a comfy way to work.
Definitely. And number 10 is actually a subsidized kita. And kita is for, it's actually the daycare center. That's the name in German. And here it highly depends on the company. Some have the kita within the company itself that depending, again, on the
larger
size.
Companies, yeah.
Yes. And others might even give you a monthly amount that you can pay into the kita. There are certain cities in Germany where kita is free. For example, Berlin is one of them. So this also highly depends on the location where you are and whether it's necessary or not. Now, I have worked in multiple companies in Germany and I have received the following benefits. I have had free membership to the gym because the campus had a gym, so I could work out there. And it was really cool because I also had classes and personal trainers as well. I've also had my German classes been paid for, both for like a language course that I could go to, and a company actually subsidized or gave me a percentage to pay for a private teacher. That was pretty cool. So they paid a little bit and I paid the rest. And that was pretty good because I felt with a private teacher, I was able to advance faster. Other benefits that I've had is my home office setup. And like you said, unfortunately, when I left the company, I had to return everything. How cool would it be if you can keep it? And mind you, all of these perks have been shuffled, like not all one company has given me everything. Another one was a subsidized train ticket. And that one I didn't use because I had my own bike and that's what I used to commute to work. But if I would have chosen to, then they would have paid part of it as well. Another one is relocation support. And this, I never actually experienced it personally, but I had colleagues both that moved from within Germany and outside of Germany who had amazing relocation support when they moved here. And I'm like, wow, I wish I would have chosen this company when I first moved, so I would have had the same support. And another one is conferences and to learn. I actually got the opportunity to go to Berlin to a developer conference, and that was tons of fun. And everything from transportation to, we had a food budget per day that we could spend, and hotel, and the conference was covered by the company. And that was pretty nice. I learned a lot. And with this conference, actually, the company didn't have a budget for learning per se, so I kind of like negotiated that. And the deal was that afterwards I would have a presentation for the developers to present my learnings of the conference, which was, I think, a win-win situation. Other one was regular team events, which I absolutely love because I'm a very social person, and we did tons of cool things together.
Wow, that I would say you, again, being in the tech area, actually had a lot of perks, which I'm not trying to say that only the tech area has perks. Other companies as well, but it depends on the type of company, because where I have worked, I did have some perks, but by far not as many as you did. So my perks were mainly public transportation, and here my ticket was fully covered. So I actually, and it was a yes or yes. I mean, it was not, oh, I don't need it, I want it. I got it. Like there was no opting out. And for my latest company, actually the biggest perks were being spoiled with team events. And that ranged from really nice dinners to weekend trips. Mind you, the trips were not just for fun, but of course also for work sometimes here and there, but also I got to travel the world, and that was really amazing. I mean, I went to Australia, New Zealand, the US, England. I went to pretty much more or less the entire world to visit the local language schools that we had. So that was a big perk that I really valued a lot.
Yeah. Wow. Your perks sound little compared to mine. But anyways, every company, like we said, it's very different. And also not everyone appreciates team events and traveling and all these things, right? Also, we know from others that they've received actually like first class tickets, ICE trains as a perk because their job requires them to travel a lot. So the company pays for that. Others get company cars. I mean, the perks really vary. And vary, is that correct?
Very.
And please remember that this list of perks that we just shared, they are voluntary perks from the company. Does not mean that they have to give you these perks because that's just not how it works, unfortunately. As we mentioned before, we go into more details on how to negotiate perks with real examples, as well as the blueprint and step-by-step on how to nail a job in Germany in our course, Get Hired in Germany, which you can check out in the description box below. Until next time, cheers!